Okay, we're good.
Okay, need a motion?
So moved?
Second,
Okay, roll call, Julie?
Vicky,
Yes.
Tony,
yes.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Am I good?
Wait, we gotta wait a second, Kelly,
Oh.
to put this back live. Are we good?
we're good.
Okay,
Great. I'm sorry, I know you have time constraints, so I'll try to get through my items quickly. The first item on my agenda is our October and November data report. A little bit different on some of the data today. I'm going to compare it to pre-COVID because I'm presenting with at the Mental Health Board's virtual meeting today. So I just thought that would be good to kind of highlight what I've researched for that. So the first category on page 1 is the food assistance program. Again, that's SNAP benefits that go out to individuals that income qualify. And we're seeing a reduction, small, but a reduction in individuals that are eligible for food assistance in Portage County. But I do want to have you look at that 14,199 number. That's still an increase. In March, right before the pandemic hit in Portage County, we had 13,292 individuals. So mid-year it was much higher in the 15,000s, but slowly we're seeing that number decrease as we are also seeing the unemployment rate decrease. So my best guess is that the correlation is to employment. So I just wanted to put that out there for you for a point of reference.
Kelly
And
Jo,
then-
why is the money more if the people are less?
So it could be based on household sizes, assistance groups, I believe the allotment for one person is a little over $200, but say you have a household size of 4, then it's going to be based on that. So household sizes also have to do, and then earned income also has to do with it. So
Okay,
if based on your income is, you'll have a reduction in your allotment. So those two
Okay.
factors deviate the amount that's issued in benefits.
okay.
And then in this section in Medicaid, similar, I just wanted to present that to you. So March of this year, 2020, right around when COVID hit, we had 28,745 individuals eligible for Medicaid. You can see we have, as of November, about 4,000 more. Again, the correlation is people lost employment. They also lost health insurance and then came onto the Medicaid rolls. But in the midpoint, it was higher than this 32,000. So again, we're seeing people move back into employment and back into some opportunities with health insurance. And so moving on to page 2, and I'm just jumping to the categories that I have seen shifts in or wanted to kind of touch base with you on. You'll see under the Customer Service Center in the Public Assistance Division that we received 3,247 calls in October in our Shared Services Center. And then you see about a 800 call reduction in November. The rationale behind that is when the pandemic hit, the state of Ohio froze redetermination meetings. Those are the follow-up meetings that individuals have to participate in to continue to get their public welfare benefits. So that was frozen for a period of time. So then the state reinstated the requirement that my eligibility specialist had to start doing those again. And we doubled those interviews in October. So doubling interviews, we saw an increase in follow-up calls as well. So I just wanted to give you a background on that. And then if you look at page 3, unemployment rate is below 5 at this point, which is exceptional. At the height of the pandemic, I think we were at 17% at the beginning of the year. So that is directly correlated to people getting employment, becoming reemployed. And then on page 3 at the bottom, I presented to you several months ago, we had a virtual job fair during the pandemic, and we had 356 residents in Portage County that participated in those events. There were several of them and connected to employers during that time. Moving on to page 4, I really didn't have any significant changes to report there. But on page 5, just the CCMEP youth that we work with age 14 to 25 at our Ohio Means Job Center. Pre-pandemic, we had about 230 kiddos in the program, and we saw a decrease. We're steady, and that's good. So right now we have 140 youth that are enrolled and receiving employment, tutoring, job placement, housing, you name it, we support it. But so we have 140 youth enrolled in Portage County. Page 6 relates to Child Protective Services. And in that space, it says at the end of November, we had 211 youth in custody. And point in time as of today, we have 201 youth. Am I still going? Can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, it was a little bit freeze framed and I wasn't sure. On the bottom of that page relates to youth that are in residential treatment programs, and then a breakdown of the different housing options. So we have, at the end of November, we had 13 youth in residential facilities across the state of Ohio. That has fluctuated between 10 and 15. I can tell you for the group home that says JFS, that's our licensed group home here in Portage. My manager just accepted 2 youth from residential facilities that will be stepping down into the group home. So that's positive that we're bringing 2 more youth into our community. Questions on that data from Child Protective Services?
Nope.
And then child support, that's our stable division, stable funded, stable staffed. But we are dispersing about $1.8 million in child support payments to families every month. And then human resources, at the end of November, we had 190 staff. And as you may recall, we had 200 staff before the pandemic, and we have a hiring freeze currently. We're only presenting to you essential positions at this time. So we are currently down about 10 staff in JFS. And that is my data report. I'm wondering if you had any questions or if I could clarify anything for you at this time on that. Good.
So Joe, of that, you had stated that virtual had 365 people attend that. Do you have any idea actually how many people were able to secure a job with that?
Follow-up employment, we have the relationships with the companies, and so I can absolutely bring that data back to you. We did a preliminary survey of them, so I can bring the survey results back to you. When I asked for the survey results originally, there was still some follow-up going on with the companies that reported back. So we can do another survey and say, can you tell me who we finalized, since that point? So,
That would be interesting to see if a virtual did claim 1 or 2 or 2% or 5%.
Yeah,
people.
absolutely. I'll bring it back at the next meeting when
Thank
I
you.
do, a next report
Thanks.
out. So it's a lot, and I promise you, I'm not gonna go over these 250 2021 goals because I would bore you to tears, but in your downtime, if you want to read them, I presented you the 2020 goals that we had, and there's a right column that shows what we completed, what we continued, what we abandoned, and so you have 2020, and then many of them are carried over in 2021 because of the pandemic. I just want to highlight 4 goals on the very first page of 2021 goals, and they are agency-wide goals. And then if you have any additional questions, please let me know. So number 16, we do start, as you recall, we just signed a 1-year non-financial contract with our AFSCME 1696 union. Our union voted, I think, 88 for and 6 against a contract that had no money tied to it. And I'm very appreciative of our union because they recognize the challenges that we've had in children's services over the last 1.5 years, especially with the loss of Protect Ohio. So with that, we will start regular and routine interest-based bargaining sessions in April. We were going to start February, but our union is going to have a new board. So one of our goals is to have yet another, this would be our 3rd interest-based bargaining negotiation for the contract period of 2022 to 2024. Number 17, as you know, and there's another resolution here for you today. You passed in December a resolution of necessity to add an additional levy, new levy on the ballot for children's services. So our goal is to pass that 0.5 mil new levy. It's very essential for us based on the challenges, budget challenges that we've had. Again, in the resolution, it'll state that per the auditor, that levy, if passed, could generate about $1.9 new in children's services. Number 22, I just wanted to just highlight that. As you know, well, you may not know, but President Trump signed into legislation several years ago, the Family First Act, which it's multifaceted, but one of the predominant things in that legislation is that youth cannot linger in residential facilities longer than they need to, and that communities need to start to prepare to receive these youth in their home communities and promote normalcy. And so one of the ties to that, we opened the group home a year and a half ago. And so all residential facilities in Ohio or across the nation, not just Ohio, that are licensed, if they want to continue to receive Title IV reimbursement dollars from the government, they have to become accredited. And so the Board of Commissioners, you all supported our accreditation efforts. I submitted the application. We think the check is lost in the mail because mail has been very delayed, but our initial payment, they're waiting for it. And once that's received, we're going to start with this accrediting body to get our group home accredited, which would be in compliance with the new federal legislation. Number 24, we have several staff that are or can retire. Sue Brandon's in the room with me now, within 5 years or now. And so it's incumbent on me as the director. I have about 6 years. But for our staff that are 5 years and less that can retire, to really focus on succession planning, to ensure that we have the documents and the training modules necessary, that when individuals choose to transition out, that we can step people into their positions and not lose. Sue has 34 years of knowledge. So when she leaves, it's going to be hard to actually remove the data from her brain. We need to start working on those things right now. So that is an effort that I have before me in 2021. And then 2025, I would like to explore with you all, the Board of Commissioners, the possibilities of bringing our legal services from the prosecutor's office into our agency in 2022. I'd like you to be aware that current legislation requires that the county prosecutor approve this transition. I do know from other directors that there's been some talk in lobbying efforts to shift that legislation. But irregardless, I would like to do a cost analysis and the pros and cons, and then represent that to the Board of Commissioners. And if we decide as a group to move forward in this space, if we could engage the prosecutor to see if that would be something that he would support under current legislation. I don't know if you had any questions. I do have a director that has his legal services in-house, and again, offered he'd be willing to come and talk about some of the pros and cons that they saw in Tuscarawas County as well.
Why at this time? Is it state legislation that has it, that the county prosecutor is a legal counsel for you? I'm not sure I understand.
I'm sorry, can you clarify the question?
So you, as of this time, the county prosecutor provides you with all legal
Correct.
counsel.
In children's services.
Okay. And so the question is that a state law? Is that a county law that makes, why do we do it that way?
So I can only go by, that's the way it's always done. So when I came here as a director, the former director at the time, I believe, and I don't have the details behind it, came from a county where the services were in-house, and that she went before the prosecutor at that time and it wasn't supported. It's not a requirement because, like Stark County Job and Family Services, they have their attorneys in-house. They're hired by Job and Family Services.
Mhm.
Summit County Children's Services, they're not a JFS system, they're a Children's Services Board.
Mhm.
Their attorneys work in-house, but they have like a small contract where they consult with the prosecutor. So they have a bit of a hybrid model, but
Okay,
it looks different from county to county. But the caveat is that the prosecutor has to support, whether you stay or you go. So that's the part. But again, I wouldn't want to go over our prosecutor's head with this
Right.
discussion, but I know there's legislation right now being reviewed and challenged because there are some county offices that would like to bring their legal staff in-house. So I just want to do the research and
Right.
present it to you all in the near future, and then we talk about the possibilities and then engage the prosecutor if you all would support us moving in that direction. And what I present to you might not be a benefit. I just want you to support me in doing the research and coming back before you.
at this time, what does it cost, what does it cost us, cost you to use the county prosecutor as your legal format?
There is a contract, there's 3 attorneys that are under the contract, a part-time clerical person, an
yeah.
admin assistant,
Yeah.
and a full-time paralegal, and then we have, Chris Maduri's position as a part-time piece. So that contract in totality is about $320,000 per year.
320,000?
Sue thinks it's 355. I'm sorry, I'm low.
Okay.
So she's my
there.
fiscal person. I'm gonna trust her.
So, and we were just talking about hiring an attorney for 2675?
Right, and that's the child support division. So the
Mhm.
prosecutors have supported us having our own in-house attorneys for child support.
Mhm.
So the attorney we just talked about is an actual JFS employee. So they supported us maintaining attorneys there. The contract and services I'm discussing with you are child protective services. And that's the contract that I just referenced.
And how many times do we use that? Do we use that every day?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
That's all of the hearings relevant to child protective services. So when kids come in care, when kids are returned, those attorneys are with us in tandem. They're housed currently at the prosecutor's office. But we engage them, via phone and meeting and those things.
all right, thank you.
You're welcome. Would you all support me furthering my research and presenting this back to you in several months then?
Yes.
I would, yes.
Okay. And then the last 2 things, and I'll be brief. I would like to explore with you, after we start negotiations, the ability to potentially, continue in a telework world. I understand completely that the lobbies at some point are going to reopen. We currently have a presence with our OMJ Center office open, but I have seen some fabulous productivity numbers in this telework world. And the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services blessed this for all 88 counties. They gave us permission to take equipment into homes. So again, once I get more information, I would like to represent that to all of you and explore some options in that space. And then the final is number 27. If there's a possibility to shift to a telework permanent world, I do have some ideas on ways that we can condense square footage space that we currently utilize. And I would like to come back to you, align with those things and talk about that further. But those are just 2021 goals. I didn't set target dates. I just wanted to be transparent with all of you on some of the projects, excuse me, that I would like to move forward on.
So, I like to go to the lobby, you call it the lobby?
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me what that means. I mean, because there's always people trying to get in here to see
Sure.
you guys.
So-
And that's I've been hearing for a long time, that's an issue.
Sure.
So if you can
And
go
current-
that direction.
Absolutely. So lobby separate than telework. Telework is staff, processing cases at home or working from home, going out to the field. But we have in the administration building, the second floor is the lobby for public assistance,
Mhm.
cash, food stamps, Medicaid, childcare, emergency services. The third floor is now we share it with Child Protective Services, that division of our agency. And they have a lobby there for families that need to, inquire about their case or, make connections with family team meetings in the Child Protective Services space. So when the commissioners assessed risk and shut down the administration building, originally, Job and Family Services did not have a physical presence in this building, like where people could access from the public freely.
Right.
It would have to be by appointment only. Currently, that's what it is. If individuals need to see anybody in this building, they can contact us by appointment only. And what you said is the outdoors, the bullpen door is, they'll be there, they'll make a contact, we'll come down and get them. But when we reopened our Ohio Means Job Center in the summer, because there were definitely needs for people to get connected to employment, we reopened that building. That's not a county building. We did the plexiglass and we do the temperatures and all that. We are using that office currently since the summer as our one stop for all of our divisions. So, but there's still people, we still have staff in this building. That's why you see periodic people coming here.
Yeah.
So, should you, as the Board of Commissioners, decide that you want lobbies open, for example, or you want my lobbies open, I'll just use that as a hypothetical, then we would definitely have to work out a safety plan with county administration to do that. We could still, again, continue the telework, but if you thought the lobby in this building was necessary for the public, then, we would have to be prepared to move in that direction. So that's where it currently stands. We do have one lobby, but it's on Chestnut through our Ohio Means Job Center.
From what I keep hearing is people have a difficult time trying to call in, trying to get a human voice on the other side of a phone. So those are my concerns that
Sure.
we don't have a lobby. I get the tele stuff, and I told you before, my daughter does that.
Yeah.
But I believe there's a good number of people that need face-to-face with a
Sure.
person. And that's my concern.
And I'm not anti-lobby reopening. I just would want to make sure that if that's the direction you would want us to go for this building, that we have the safety precautions in place.
Yes,
because
Ryan,
they would have the ability. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
please.
go ahead. No, you go ahead.
So has our emergency management services contacted you or asked you for your opinion on what you need?
Not recently. We've had collaborative meetings on the onset of all of this. That's how we coordinated everything as far as information sharing and, where in the community certain services were, but I've not been engaged in meetings recently.
Okay.
Like within the last few months, I should say 2 months.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any further questions on the goals?
No, thank you for the goals.
Okay. 2 brief updates and then we can, 3 actually, but they'll be brief. Hope Village, Ted from Hope Village, I think we all know Ted, contacted me over the Christmas holiday, and he is moving forward with a Hope Town project. It's a residential treatment project in Wyndham. He's excited. We're excited. He's going to come back to the table with me in February if you all support that. We would like to collaborate on an MOU, an in-kind MOU, no financials between the 2 of us, where our Ohio Means Jobs team and our CCMEP team and our jobs counselors, where they can work with this new project like they did with the sheriff's office and Paris Lenin, where we were moving people to employment and training. We would like to kind of have this be a spin-off of that. So we would have jobs counselors on site in Wyndham at this new Hope Town site and work in tandem with that team to be able to support employment and training for these individuals. So hopefully you all support that new initiative, and I will bring an MOU back with Ted as well, and we can present it to you in final form.
Sure.
Sounds great.
Sounds good.
Good. And then for our group home, this is just specific to our group home, but I would say the vast majority of our young men lack father figures in their lives. And we do have knowledge and a relationship with the Big Brothers Big Sisters of Portage County, and they do good work, but they have a waiting list. And so I really feel it necessary to pilot a project for our young men to get mentors connected to them now, and then maybe even spin this off into our other youth and children's services. So Mr. Higgins from the Big Brothers program agreed to work with us, and we have an intern starting here where we would do a lot of the outreach to try to get new interest from community members in becoming mentors. And then they would do all the training and onboarding and really try to expedite getting mentors connected to our young men. So I'm really excited about this project. I'll keep you abreast of that, but definitely young people in foster care need positive role models in their lives. And so we're moving in that space. Questions on that?
No.
Last thing that is not on the agenda that just came to my attention. I'm a trustee at Public Children's Services Association, and we had our January meeting last week. So we knew that there was a possibility that in the state of Ohio, because it's happening in other states, that kinship providers for children in foster care, relatives and people that are intimately connected to kiddos, we knew that there were counties that were paying these kinship family members or giving these family members payments to care for children that are in our custody or that, we're working with on an open case status. And so again, we knew there was some efforts going on around that, but on December 29th, Governor DeWine signed an executive order that said the state of Ohio is going to move forward in this space, where kinship providers will now have the opportunity to become licensed like our foster parents are. And upon becoming licensed, they will also be entitled to a monthly stipend like foster parents. We did not have the specifics of what this is going to look like. We do have information that the state of Ohio, from a funding perspective, is going to work on this program for the first 6 months of 2021. That in the event that kinship providers want to move forward, that they're going to give the original or the initial stipends for the first 6 months. What is not known is who's going to pick up the cost July 1 and beyond. What is not known, are they going to give us additional funds in our budget, meaning the state of Ohio, to cover this cost? Because this would be absolutely new expenses for us in children's services. So I do not have the details, and I will absolutely, like I did over the last 16 months with Protect Ohio, be bringing you back this information as I learn about it. But I just wanted to broach the topic with you. It's not a Portage County issue. It's an 88 county issue. There's a few metro counties that are providing funds for their kinship providers now, but the vast majority of middle and small counties do not have the budgets and have not been. A little historical knowledge is that there was a lawsuit in the state of Kentucky. I think it was brought about by a lobbying group advocating for kinship providers. And it is now in statute that it's required in Kentucky. So I'm just giving you that feedback from another state's perspective. So I'll pause there because that's really high level, all I know, but I did want to let you know that I'll be keeping you abreast of that.
Okay. Thank you,
Okay.
Kelly. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And so I'm going to let Sue do the resolutions if you don't mind. The second resolution, as far as the advanced taxes, I was advised early this morning that the tax tables are not in place. So that second resolution I'll be bringing back to you next week.
Okay.
And then I'm going to let Sue come and sit in this chair then, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Thank
thank you.
you.
You'll do the levy one too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have it in front of me, but I can do it. Good morning.
Hi,
Good
Sue.
morning.
Hi, morning, Commissioner Badalamenti. Did I say it right?
E.
Badalamenti.
T.
There you go. Thank you.
Badalamenti. Sorry, I got to get it right the first time because if I get it stuck in my head the wrong way, then
I-
it's stuck
I
there
have that
forever.
problem. Thank you.
Okay, number one is the The levy, the additional 0.50 mil levy for the benefit of children's services that Kelly Jo spoke about earlier.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to proceed with placing a new additional 0.5 mil levy for the benefit of children's services.
Second that?
Okay, roll call.
Vicky,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Sabrina,
Yes.
All right, and then number 2 is a transfer from our child welfare levy fund to our public assistance fund to cover shared expenses and salaries for the child welfare workers in the amount of $140,000. This is for fourth quarter payment number 2.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to transfer $140,000 from Fund 1415, Child Welfare Special Levy Fund, to Fund 1410, Public Assistance Fund.
Second that?
Okay, roll call.
Vicky,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Sabrina,
Yes.
All right, and then number 2 is also a regular monthly transfer that we do for our mandated share that the general fund pays back to the public assistance fund for the month of January.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to transfer $30,680.58 from Fund 0001 General Fund to Fund 1410 Public Assistance Fund.
Second that?
Okay, roll call.
Vicky,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Sabrina.
Yes.
Okay, and then number 3 is for the commissioners' 34% match for the payments of our 4D contracts that were made in December. This is for juvenile court for October of 2020 and the prosecutor for August and September of 2020.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to transfer $11,732.34 from Fund 0001 General Fund to Fund 1414 Child Support Administration.
Second that?
Okay, roll call.
Vicky,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Sabrina.
Yes.
All right, and then the final one is our donation resolution.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to accept the acceptance of cash donations from organizations, businesses, and individuals to support the Presence for Kids campaign.
Second?
Okay, roll call, Julie.
Vicky,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Sabrina.
Yes.
All right, that's it.
Thank you so much. Sorry it was so long.
You guys have a great day.
Thank
Kelly.
you. Nice to meet you,
Bye.
Sue.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Probably should have used my full name.
Oh, Joanne's dialing in.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello there.
Good morning. How's everybody doing?
Good. How about
Just
you,
having a
Joe?
blast.
I know. Well,
Busy morning.
we got a lot of resolutions today, so I'm going to get started. The first one, on behalf of the county engineer, is to do the annual reducing the load limits on certain roads within the county and posting the signs.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to reduce load limits 35% on all county and township roads in Portage County effective January 31, 2021, or as soon as thereafter signs are posted.
Second that?
Roll call.
Vicky,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Sabrina.
Yes.
Okay, the next is on behalf of the county engineer again, and this is to be able for him to utilize a force account when getting issuing permits for various roads to be maintained, repaired, and culverts throughout the county for 2021.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to authorize the use of force account and the issuance of highway permits for the Portage County Engineer Highway Department for the year 2021.
Second that?
Okay, roll call.
Vicky,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Sabrina.
Yes.
All right, the next is to set up the bid dates for the Silica Sand Road Bridge replacement over Eagle Creek in Wyndham. We're going to take bids on February 24th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Move that the Board of Commissioners approves the plans and specifications and set date for accepting bids for the Silica Sand Road Bridge Replacement, WIN 163 CH 235, over Eagle Creek in Wyndham Township, Portage County.
Second,
Okay, roll call?
Vicky,
Yes.
Tony,
yes.
Sabrina.
Yes.
Okay, on behalf of the Portage County Auditor, she has a Ford Escape that she would like to send to the public auction down in Edinburgh. We're going to, it'll be an online auction because they still have not done anything in person. And that's going to be on February 20th.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to declare obsolete and authorize the sale of a vehicle by public auction.
Second that,
Okay, roll call?
Vicky,
Yes.
Tony,
yes.
Sabrina.
Yes.
Okay, the next, on behalf of the Portage County Engineer, is a final resolution that we have to do on behalf of the project that was agreed to back in 2015 for resurfacing and widening the Talmadge Road area down there. And now it's come down to that our personal share of this is $0, but we're required to do this final resolution to close all the documents out for the state.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to adopt the final resolution hereinafter referred to as the Legislative Authority Local Public Agency for the widening and resurfacing Talmadge Road.
Second that,
Okay, roll call?
Vicky,
Yes.
Tony,
yes.
Sabrina.
Yes.
Okay, next, we took bids on Wednesday, December 23rd for various chemicals that are used by the Portage County Water Resources Department, and this is accepting the various bids for the various types of chemicals. It's one we do annually for them.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to accept and award the bids for the purchase of various chemicals for the Water Resources Department.
Second that,
Okay, roll call?
Vicky,
Yes.
Tony,
yes.
Sabrina.
Yes.
All right, then the next one is on behalf of the Water Resources Department. We took bids on December 2nd, and this was to do their various maintenance projects. There were 3 bids that we received. The lowest bid was from United Survey of $186,628.50. The original project estimated cost was $250,000, so we got a good bids on that. This is to award that.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to accept bids and award contract for project number PC 20-050 2020 sewer maintenance project in the Portage County Regional Sewer District.
Second that,
Okay, roll call?
Vicky,
Yes.
Tony,
yes.
Sabrina.
Yes.
Okay, the next was back in August of 2020, you agreed to an emergency resolution for Water Resources to repair the biosolids dryer at the Streetsboro wastewater treatment plant. And Water Resources sought proposals from 3 different vendors, received 2, and Workman was the lowest, and this is entering into the agreement to take care of that.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to enter into an agreement between the Portage County Board of Commissioners on behalf of Water Resources and Workman Industrial Services, Inc.
Second,
Okay, roll call?
Vicky,
Yes.
Tony,
yes.
Sabrina.
Yes.
This next one is for Water Resources again, and ODOT has a project coming up in Streetsboro where they're working on State Route 14. Part of the project has a need to have the sanitary sewer force main within the right of way have work done on it. So this is allowing the legislation to go through so that this can be done on their for the project so that they can proceed with it.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to the final legislative to cooperative with the Ohio Department of Transportation Project PORSR-14 PID 102234 in the Streetsboro Regional Sewer District Number 4, City of Streetsboro.
Second?
Roll call?
Vicky,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Sabrina.
Yes.
Okay, the next one is with NOTCOG and Family and Community Services and JFS for the Case Management and Employment Program. This agreement was supposed to be processed back in October of 2020 because it goes from October 20th, 20 to September 30th of 2021 in the amount of $485,486.39. And at that time, the funding wasn't there to be able to do it. That's why they're processing it now.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to enter into an agreement between the Portage County Board of Commissioners on behalf of the Portage County Job and Family Services and the Northeast Ohio Consortium Council of Governments and Family and Community Services, Inc. for the Comprehensive Case Management and Employment Program.
Second that?
Roll call, Jules?
Vicky,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Sabrina.
Yes.
Okay, then Lighthouse Family Center provides family and individual counseling for children's services in JFS. And they would like to extend the contract for the fiscal year 2021 at $15,000 for the contract. And this is entering into that agreement.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to enter into an agreement between the Board of Commissioners on behalf of JFS and the Lighthouse Family Center Limited for family and individual counseling and therapeutic services for children's services.
Second?
Okay, roll call?
Vicky,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Sabrina.
Yes.
Okay, the next one is an annual one that we do for the Portage County Prosecutor, and it's with Family and Community Services, their Safer Future program. They get some grant money to take care of the payment on this, and this is to provide an outreach program to families. And if you know, it's called the VAWA, Violence Against Women Federal Program. This is to enter into that agreement.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to enter into an agreement between the Portage County Board of Commissioners in conjunction with the Portage County Prosecutor and Family and Community Services, Inc., Safer Futures.
Second that?
Okay, roll call?
Vicky,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Sabrina.
Yes.
Okay, this next one is the necessity to purchase a vehicle for the Portage County Sheriff. From Sarchione Ford, it's a new 2021 Ford F-250 pickup truck at the cost of $38,836.60, coming from the Sheriff's General Fund. The truck has been received already, and this is putting the cart a little bit before the horse. I mean, they should have gotten the necessity resolution done before they actually got the truck, but it didn't happen that way. So now we're, getting everything in the correct order and making sure we're following statute.
Well, hopefully they know the process now because it's a new sheriff, right? I mean, he may not have known the
Well,
process.
Yeah, I would have, we've bought so many vehicles over the years that I would have thought that the current staff would have been able to tell him, the process, but I don't think they'll forget, so.
Okay. Move that the Board of Commissioners declares the necessity to purchase one vehicle for use by the Portage County Sheriff.
Second that?
Okay, roll call?
Vicky,
Yes.
Yeah.
Tony,
Yes.
Sabrina.
Yes.
The next is an annual dental insurance for employees who want to voluntarily have that paid from on their own. This isn't any that we provide, that the county pays for with Delta Dental, and this is for the year of 2021.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to enter into an agreement with Delta Dental of Ohio for voluntary group dental insurance for 2021.
Second that?
Okay, roll call.
Vicky,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Sabrina.
Yes.
All right, this next one is entering into the contract with Willis Towers Watson for health benefit plan consulting services. They're the folks that come in annually and talk to you about our health benefits and should we raise the cost to employees or leave them the same, so on and so on. And this is a company that's been doing this for a while. The price has not increased over the last few years, $24,000.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to enter into an agreement with Willis Towers Watson Midwest, Inc. for provision of health benefit plan consulting services for 2021.
Second.
Roll call.
Vicky,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Sabrina.
Yes.
Okay, the next, unfortunately, while we put bids out again in December for sale of the regional planning building, and we thought there was a prospect. I had a vendor that I sent the forms to, but no one did respond. So this now is a lease agreement for part of the building to a KMI Wellness business. And it's a 2-year contract that they would like, or lease rather, that they would like to put through for the building.
So we don't have a buyer for this building, Joanne?
Not yet.
know, I thought,
Yesterday, Vicky, Todd actually now has potentially 3 people interested in it.
that's good.
He had showings yesterday and he has one today. So,
Okay, great.
yep.
So
But
we-
meanwhile, he's continuing to rent them out.
Sure.
All right. So,
Move that the Board of
Oh,
Commissioners
oh.
agrees. Go ahead,
It
Joanne.
wasn't to buy the building, it was to new lessers, right? That's who you're talking about?
new lessers, but they're interested in possibly bidding on the building.
Oh, okay, so then we would have to go out and redo the
Exactly.
advertisement and everything
He
again
explained
later
that.
on. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Okay. Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to enter into a real estate lease agreement with KMI Wellness, where Health Meets Happiness LLC for the property located at 128 North Prospect Street, Ravenna, Ohio.
Second that?
Okay, roll call.
Vicky,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Sabrina.
Yes.
All right. And then on behalf of the Board of DD, this is a resolution to declare obsolete and dispose of inventory that they have that they no longer need.
Move that the Board of Commissioners declares obsolete and dispose of Portage County personal property located at the Portage County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Second that?
Okay, roll call.
Vicky,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Sabrina.
Yes. Okay, Joanne, you need an executive session?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. Move to go into executive session in accordance with Ohio Revised Code 121.22 G1 employment. Motion to enter into executive session to consider employment of a public employee.
Second that?
Roll call, Jules?
Tony,
Yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
Sabrina.
Yes.